बैठेंगे तो हम लोग इधर जाम हो जाएंगे, अपना स्पेस छोड़ना पड़ेगा।
ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. टेलीकॉम नहीं लगा
पता चला नॉन टीचिंग में right now when the things will start because someone will be keep talking
ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಸರ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
A very good morning to one and all present here. मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयीन्द्र इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु. It is said that wisdom encompasses intellect, memory and intuition, which are required to think logically, think laterally and think creatively. We pray for the successful knowledge dissemination and collection through this conference. On behalf of Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust and RV College of Engineering, we, the conference coordinators, Dr. Padmashri T and Dr. Manjunath Reddy, welcome you all for the International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning in Applied Biotechnology, AIML Bio 2022, jointly hosted by RV College of Engineering and Bangalore BioInnovation Center, BBC, being held on December 8th, 9th and 10th, 2022. This is a first of its kind conference, an initiative taken by Dr. Vidya Niranjan, Conference Chair, Head of Department Biotechnology and co-chaired by Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Bangalore BioInnovation Center, Dr. B. Satish Babu, Head of AIML Department, Dr. Ramakant Kumar P, heading the Computer Science and Engineering Department, and Dr. Sagar BM, the Head of Information Science and Engineering Department. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries, participants, HODs, deans and associate deans, faculty and staff, sponsors, Sixer Technologies, Career Labs and SAL Biosciences, friends from the media, students and volunteers of various departments present here. With this note, I would now like to invite the dignitaries to take the seats on the dais. Professor G. Padmanabhan, former Director, Professor Emeritus, Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. Professor Vijay Chandru, INAE Distinguished Technologist, Adjunct Professor, Center for Biosystems, Science and Engineering, IISc, Bangalore. Dr. M.P. Sham, President, RSST, Dr. K.M. Subramanya, Principal, RBCE, Dr. K.S. Geeta, Vice Principal, RBCE, Dr. Vidya Niranjan, Conference Chair, Head of the Department, Biotechnology, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Conference Co-Chair, Managing Director, Bangalore BioInnovation Center, a Government of Karnataka undertaking. We now have with us Professor Vijay Chandru, INAE Distinguished Technologist, Adjunct Professor, Center for Biosystems, Science and Engineering, IISc, Bangalore. Off the dais, we also have with us Dr. Sushma Nagraj, Professor, University of Bergen, Norway, and Dr. Aditi Bhargava, Professor Emeritus, University of California, USA, who will be delivering the keynote address on day 2 of the conference. We welcome you both to the conference. In his absence, I also welcome Dr. Ashwath Narayan CM, Minister of Higher Education, IT and BD, Science and Technology and Skill Development, Entrepreneurship and Livelihood, former Deputy Chief Minister, Government of Karnataka. Let us begin the inaugural event by seeking the blessings of the Lord. I call upon Dr. Venugopal K. from Department of Mathematics, to render the invocation.
ರಂಗ ಕೊಡಲನೋದಲಾಗಿ ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ರಂಗ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲಾಗಿ ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ಮಂಗಳಮಯವಾಯಿತು ಧರೆ ಜನಗಳು ಜೀವನ ಚೇತನ ಮರೆದು ರಂಗ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಪರರಾದರು ರಂಗ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲಾಗಿ ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ಮುದ್ದು ಮೋಹನನ ಮಂಜುಳ ಸಂಗೀತ ಸದ್ದನಾಲಿಸಿ ಗೋಪಿಯರು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಸೂರಾಡಿದ ರಂಗಜ ಬಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿದ್ದು ಪರವಶರಾದರು ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮುನಿ ಜನರಿದ್ದ ಸಮಾಧಿಯೊಳೆದ್ದೆದ್ದು ಕುಣಿತು ಎರುತ್ತವರೇ ಗದ್ದುಗೆ ಅರಸ ನುಲಿಸಿಕೊಂಡರು ಗೆದ್ದರು ಭವ ಸಮುದ್ರವ ರಂಗ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲಾಗಿ ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ಶ್ರೀ ಮನೋಹರ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಗೋಪಾಲನು ಆ ಮಧು ಕುಂಜವನಾದಿ ತ್ರಿಭಂಗೇಲಿ ಹೇಮಾಂಬರುಟ್ಟು ಗೀರ್ಗಂಧ ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ನಾಮ ಕುಂಡಲದ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ದಾಮವನ ಮಾಡೆ ರತ್ನಾಭರಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ವೆಂಕಟಕೃಷ್ಣನು ನಾಮಕ್ರಿ ಗುಂಡಕ್ರಿ ಮೇಘ ರಾಘವ ಮಾಡೆ ಸಾಮಗಾನದಿ ನಮೋ ಎಂದರು ರಂಗ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲಾಗಿ ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ಮಂಗಳಮಯವಾಯಿತು ಧರೆ ಜನಗಳು ಜೀವನ ಚೇತನ ಮರೆದು ರಂಗ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಪರರಾದರು ರಂಗ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲಾಗಿ ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು ರಂಗಯ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲ ಓದಲು.
Thank you, sir, for your melodious rendition. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepat jyotir namostute. Salutations to the light of the lamp that brings auspiciousness, prosperity, good health and good thoughts. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp. Thank you, dignitaries. Now, I request our dynamic leader, guide, and motivator, Dr. K.N. Subramanya, Principal RVC, to welcome the gathering.
Namaste to all of you. Good morning. Very happy to be here this morning on a very auspicious occasion of lighting the lamp of a 3-day international conference on artificial intelligence and machine learning in applied biotechnology, AIML Bio 2022. First of all, let me welcome all of you to RV College of Engineering, particularly for the persons who are coming for the first time. As you know that there are a lot of changes happening in the various sectors of economy, in particular biotechnology. There are a lot of changes which are happening. I think COVID has taught us a lot of lessons, and post-COVID there has been a lot of demand, particularly in Bangalore, and we have a separate ministry for that. And I'm sure that people sitting on this side, they're all very experts in the area, and they've been contributing to the cause of biotechnology solutions to the society for a long time. And this initiative taken by Vidya Niranjan and team is apt. Right time it has come, and I request all the participants to make use of this good opportunity, because at the other end, Bangalore is also known as the Silicon Valley of India, and we have a lot of IT solutions which are getting provided. Now, I'm sure a lot of marriage has to happen among the branches of engineering and technology with IT today. So I hope Bangalore has been the right place for people to work in the areas of their own domain, integrated with information technology solutions. So this conference is one of its kind, and trying to open up a lot of problems, challenges, and also many experts are going to tell of the opportunities for particularly for the youngsters to work in this area. And in the next decades, we have good solutions for various problems what you are facing in the society. At the same time, for some of you have come for the first time again, so RV College of Engineering has been one of the first preferred institutions in the state of Karnataka for what to become the aspirants of engineering streams. And we have 15 undergraduate programs and 14 postgraduate programs, and we cater to around 6,500 students in the institution. All the departments have got research centers, and our placement has been very good. In fact, post-COVID and during COVID, when people say the employment opportunities were not there, it was other way around for RV College of Engineering. We had a lot of placements, and our salaries has been very good. The quality of placement has been good, and our students are spread across the world. And institution started in 1963, and we are completing 60 years this year. And we have more than 30,000 alumni who are working across the world. So that credit goes to all the people who work for the institution, including the management, who have been very magnanimous in providing us all the resources into the institution, and ably work done by all the faculty and the technical staff of the institution. So on this occasion, let me welcome all the guests of the day. Actually, this initiative came from the government and also from BioInnovation Center, Bangalore, to have a conference. In fact, the first person to accept to come for the inauguration was Dr. C.N. Ashwathanarayana, our Honorable Minister of Higher Education, IT, BT, Science and Technology, Skill Development, and Entrepreneurship and Livelihood. What all things are needed for the state, I think, is there in that ministry. So, but as you know that being the ministers, they'll have a lot of priorities, keeps changing hour by hour. And he told in the morning that he could not make it. If possible, maybe during the day, we are not sure, he may come also and bless us for the occasion. So in absentia, let me welcome Dr. C.N. Satyanarayana, Honorable Minister, to this function. We have a very, very eminent person today with us. Just now we are talking. Actually, he joined IAC for PhD in 1961, and I don't think many would have been born here during that time. He has completed 60 years of science studies in India. I think that's a huge achievement. great achievement. In fact, all of us have to sit and listen to him what he says, because he has a vast experience in the area of biosciences and life sciences. He is none other than Professor G. Padmanabha, who was a former director, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. On behalf of this occasion for inauguration, sir, I welcome you on behalf of the organizing committee and Law College of Engineering. I request Dr. M.P. Sham to hand over a sapling as a token of our appreciation. We have one more eminent person with us as the guest of honor today, and he is Professor Vijay Chandru. I think some of the people who are in IASC, he worked in Purdue University for a long time, and he came back to IASC. He is a personal friend of mine for a long time, because I am in Operations Associate Bangalore chapter, and he has been the national president also of ORSI, and his contribution has been really interdisciplinary according to me. I never expected Vijay Chandru will move to biosciences area when he was doing theoretical computer science and optimization techniques. But today I think he has become entirely changed. I think we have people here who work in interdisciplinary areas, because people have started talking about interdisciplinary nature, but already people are working in these areas of interdisciplinary nature. So actually he is adjunct professor of Center of Biosystems Science and Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and both the people are going to give the keynote address today. On behalf of the institution, I welcome Professor Vijay Chandru sir for this inaugural function. I request Dr. K.S. Geeta, Vice Principal of the institution, to hand over a sapling as a token of love and affection. So when we look into the future, the type of development which are happening in the other countries, I think we also look for speakers who are staying abroad and doing a lot of good work. And for this conference, we could get three good speakers actually. One will be an online, but two speakers are here with us. Professor Aditi Bhargava is Professor Emeritus from University of California, San Francisco, USA. Madam, on behalf of the institution, I welcome you, and I request Dr. Uma, Dean Student Affairs, to hand over a sapling as a token of affection. We have one more speaker, Professor Sushma Nagaraj, Professor from University of Bergen, Norway. Madam, welcome you on this occasion. I request Dr. Sudha Kamath, Head of Physics Department, to hand over a sapling as a token of love and affection. Actually, Professor Kumar Selvaraju, Senior Principal Investigator, Bioinformatics Institute, A-Star, Singapore. Actually, he could not be offline, and he had made all the plans to come here because of the visa issues. He could not make it. But anyway, he is going to be online and he will be delivering a lecture. I request all of you to please listen to those things. So, in addition, I also welcome Professor Kumar Selvaraj. On this occasion, we have Dr. M.P. Shah, who has taken over as the President of Rashtriya Shiksha Trust, which runs more than 20 institutions, have more than 20,000 students and 2,000 employees. All our trustees run the institutions very effectively, and they are all very magnanimous in providing all the resources to the institution and motivate us to do better and move to the higher levels. So we have Dr. M.P. Sham here. I request Dr. Shanmuga Nagaraj to hand over a sapling as a token of love and affections to our President. So we have Dr. K.S. Geeta, the Vice Principal of the college and also Professor of Electronics and Communications in Department. Then Dr. Vidya Niranjan, and we have the co-hosting departments, Dr. Satish Babu, HOD A&ML, Dr. Amarkant Kumar, HOD of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Sagar, HOD ISC, all have put in lot of efforts to see that the function goes on very well, and they have put in lot of effort to see that this conference sees the light of the day. We have also Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director of BioInnovation Center, Bangalore. In fact, just we are discussing that any youngster who is here, who is looking at a startup, I think we can meet him after the meeting. Because they are incubating so many companies in the area of biotechnology. In fact, sir, we have to be very thankful to you because they are one of the main sponsors for the 3 days program what we are organizing here. On behalf of the institution, I welcome Dr. Jitendra Kumar and I request Satish Babu, the HOD of A&ML, to hand over the staff. So let me also welcome all my heads of the departments, deans, associate deans, then print and electronics media, all the participants will be presenting papers here, and finally the students who are here. I request all of you to please take this opportunity. I think whole biotechnology world is here on the dais. I request you not miss the opportunity and see that how can we proceed further and contribute back to the society and try to provide the solution which a common man needs in the society. So with this, once again, let me welcome all of you to this inauguration function. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the welcome address and immense support in organizing this conference. On behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome you to the conference. The International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning in Applied Biotechnology primarily focuses on identifying possible ways to integrate AI and ML in biotechnology. I invite the conference chair, Dr. Vidya Niranjan, to give a brief overview of the conference.
Good morning to all of you. It's my heartfelt delight to initiate, conduct, and be part of this international conference, AI/ML Bio 2022, held between 8th to 10th December 2022 at RBCE campus. I'm on the dais to provide you a brief overview on the conference about and how did it came into existence. So about 5 years ago, when I started the Center of Excellence Computational Genomics under the guidance of our principal, the field of bioinformatics and data science was still in its phase of bloom. To perform data science, high-end computing was essential. Moreover, the reliability on bioinformatics as a part of applied biotechnology is still indistinct. However, due to the pandemic hit about 2 years ago, the ordeal that was faced during lockdown altered the way science was being carried out. The immense significance of computational biology, the use of data science, and amalgamation with advanced computational algorithm augmented the pace of science for performing research and producing deliverables. So the department of this made RBCE Biotechnology Department a destination for the best talented across the nations to pursue their career. Hence, RBCE now focus on advanced computing sciences techniques such as AI and ML with expertise on applied biotechnology, which will aid in acting as suitable prospective platform for addressing several research issues. This symposium, organized for the purpose of bringing together persons, professionals of various fields, aims to further this cause of merging both IT and BT for major challenges that has to be solved. Long-term dream of many people like me of this unification has now coming a fruitful via the baby steps that we are starting at RBCE. In this regard, I would like to extend my heartfelt and humble gratitude to Bangalore BioInnovation Center, a government of Karnataka undertaking, whose collaboration and who is jointly hosting us this particular conference. This enabled us to take this important step and spread awareness about the application of the data science through interdisciplinary projects. The symposium is first of its kind in India to put efforts to take forward the current trends of research and science and interdisciplinary in biotechnology. It is initiated to attract talents across the globe, both the students as well as faculties and the industries to RBC. The use of AI and ML to provide explanation and solution in various arenas is gaining a great momentum and which is in need of the hour. The International Symposium has been organized to welcome the collaborators and networking with the students, faculty and researchers and also the working professionals who wish to be the part of this integrated movement. All new ideas, innovations and concepts for solving chief societal issues. Now, AIML Bio 2022 highlights all contemporary research works to build sustainable solutions in the field of biotechnology. The contributions include algorithm, data science and analytics, machine learning and deep learning, artificial intelligence and computational biology to address the following tracks. Track 1, disease and diagnostics. Track 2, genomics for drug discovery. Track 3, agriculture, food, nutrition and green biotechnology. And the track 4, any other algorithm related to computer science. So the day one is about after this inauguration function, we have the keynote address from Professor Govindarajan Padmanabhan and Professor Vijay Chandru. And following it that there will be an oral and poster presentation by the students. There is also an eventful evening planned with the cultural programs followed by the dinner. Day 2, the 9th December, will have a keynote speaker from Professor Aditi Bhargav and Professor Sushma. And we have an online presentation of Professor Kumar Selvaraju, followed by the oral presentation in the late afternoon. The day 3 will be the visit to Bangalore BioInnovation Center. From here, where there will be a talk by the director, Dr. Jitendra Kumar. After that, followed by, there will be a few more talks and presentations by the startups with the demos. And then there will be a tour on all the incubation facilities in BPC. So with this, I would like to say that the 3 days would be very fruitful and I want everyone to enjoy the stay at RBCE and BBC and make sure you utilize the best. I would like to tell that in spite of such a niche subject where it's so difficult for many of them, still we have received 104 papers and 40% of the papers were accepted for oral presentations and few good poster presentation. So with this, I would like to I would like to thank the overwhelming response by all the students as well as faculties and industry persons. And also I would like to thank all our patrons and stakeholders for the successful conduction of AIML Bio 2022 to create a new frontier in the field of biotechnology. In this, I would also like to take this opportunity that we will have AIML Bio 2023 in the next December at RBCE. I would also invite the sponsors and all the co-hosts and collaborations to make that successful. So we are having 1 year ahead to make this much more successful and have a better quality papers and research in the next thing. So with this, I would like to thank you and hope you all have the best stay at RBC. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the quick gist of the activities for the 3 days. We will now proceed towards the release of conference souvenir. I request the dignitaries on the dais to do the honors in releasing the souvenir. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the needful. We are indeed blessed to have with us Padma Bhushan, Professor Padmanabhan Ji, Professor Emeritus, Indian Institute of Science. I am sure the participants, staff, and students here are waiting to hear a few words from you, sir. I request you to address the gathering.
Distinguished colleagues on the dais and off the dais, dear students, it's indeed a great privilege and pleasure for me to have been invited to be part of this conference. I happened to be around in 1982 when the National Biotechnology Board was started at the center. So it has been a 40 years of association. That NBTB, as we call it, became Department of Biotechnology of the center in 1986. So I have been associated one way or the other all these 40 years. Therefore, I have been following the growth of biotechnology. I am not an expert in artificial intelligence. I told Vidya, but she said yes. I don't understand applied biotechnology. I thought biotechnology itself is an applied subject. One, I also chair BIRAC. Many of the young people should know what is BIRAC. Biotechnology Research, Industry Research Assistance Council, right from its inception, and which supports industry for in this area. I'm saying this because in the recent years I'm finding more and more projects which supports the industry or AI and IoT based kind of projects in biotechnology. More and more projects are coming. From that experience, I want to share with you a couple of points. So I'm not an expert, but still, these are the observations by experts in our committee. One is the data you feed to learning, what is that deep machine learning, is what you ultimately get back. So many people tell us, sir, we are trying to develop a AI-based diagnosis for cervical cancer. And I have 100 data points. And my colleague, the expert, will tell you, you need to have 10,000 data points. So the data feeding somehow is underestimated. You will be misled. Otherwise, a lot of data is needed. And because of the heterogeneity, let me take cancer as an example. The heterogeneity of cancer is so much. The cells are so heterogeneous. To say I have developed a AI-based diagnostics for cervical cancer, you will be misleading. Unless you have adequate number of data points. That is and it's very difficult to get so many data points. It may not be Indian origin, even doesn't matter, even from literature, can you get as much as data as possible? So feeding data for machine learning, the quantum of data is very important. I think that's the one point I want to make. The other point I want to make is the experience we are telling. If you are working in medical area and if you are working in agri area, you should have you should have an oncologist a part of your team. You should have an agronomist as part of your team. It doesn't happen. Sir, we have developed a wonderful machine. We have developed a wonderful algorithm. Then we ask, how will you validate? You have to do a clinical trial. Oh, that we haven't thought about it. We know our machine works. We can even do hardware. So this is something we have now pushed now projects. And they will put a slide with 10 advisors from US, and I have been advising all my life. Didn't do one company in my life. So advising is a fairly easy job. They should be part of your team. I'm just sending the message for young people. If you are starting a company in AI based, if it is a diagnostic or medical devices based, you must have a person of that expertise. You should have an oncologist. You have a medical man who knows how to do the clinical trial. I will learn by giving you an example from agriculture. We have drones or buggies going through the field, and then a stand will go up, and there will be spectral, probably using spectral analysis of the canopy. All the leaves will be yellow anyway. So then you say, we know what diseases we have. We know the plant disease, and it will detect the disease, and it will also spray the pesticide. Then one of my experts is sitting said, do you know the width between the two rows of the plants? It is different from cotton, it is different for mustard, it is different for corn. Oh, my buggy won't even enter that. So what I'm trying to say, you should have an expert in agriculture. He may not be an expert in AI, it doesn't matter. But he knows what is cotton. He knows the cotton, he knows the corn. The only point and second point I'm trying to message you is, if you are working in these areas, have experts in those areas as part of your team. A clinician must be part of your team. An agriculture expert must be part of your team if you are trying to develop AI-based, maybe it's a drone, maybe it's a buggy, whatever it is, this is very, very important. But there are only two messages I wanted to say. The data you feed, the quantum of data for anything you do, make sure you have adequate data. Otherwise, you will be misleading. The second point I'm making is you should have an expert in that field as part of it. I'm extremely happy to be here, to inaugurate or be part of this artificial intelligence, machine learning. As I said, I don't understand what is applied biotechnology. Because biotechnology itself is an applied technology. Wonderful, very nice. Vidya came and invited me. So it's indeed a great honor and pleasure for me to be here. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experiences with us. We are fortunate to hear more from you during the keynote session. I now request Dr. Vijay Chandru, Adjunct Professor, Center for Biosystem Science and Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, to kindly share your thoughts with the gathering.
So, good morning, and dignitaries on the dais, and all the participants. It's certainly again an honor to be here and be part of this inaugural function and the conference. And so I think it was mentioned that I was a professor at Purdue and then moved to the Indian Institute of Science. I spent about 10 years teaching in the US and then returned. So when you come back mid-career like that, you have to find a way to culturally connect, right, with with the faculty and students and staff and so on. So I used sports, right? Because that's a good way to sort of connect. And so I joined the staff cricket team, and Professor Padmanabhan was part of that team. So and he was the director around that time. We had great times playing matches, and he was really a brisk runner as well. We used to bat together sometimes in matches, and it's so great to see him still walking briskly up and down Sankey Lake. And so I think we wish him all the best and the vigor that he has shown for 60 years. I managed 40, so it's sort of 2/3 of the way. But it's so the sports then also extended to playing basketball. So I was playing basketball with Raghavan Vardarajan, who was my basketball sparring partner. So we used to play on the basketball court, and he'd bring students along. And Suri Venkatachalam and Gautam Nadik were the two students that would play with us. And as you know, these are all now big names in the biotechnology field. And so Gautam and Suri basically were looking at protein structure, and I used to teach sort of AI courses, but they were more oriented to computational geometry and optimization and so on, as Professor Subramanian pointed out. So they taught me about protein structures, and I taught them how to compute the skin of a molecule, compute the cavity volumes, and which were essential for computing energy, free energy. And so that gradually got me into optimization, the ultimate optimization problem, namely protein folding. And so that was my introduction into biology. And so I read all of F.M. Richard's work, and I wrote some papers also on lattices and folding and so on. So and algorithms. And around that time, for various reasons, within the computer science department, we had several people who were interested in the interface with biology. And Professor Preeti Shankar, the late Professor Preeti Shankar, and there was a young faculty member, Ramesh Hariharan, another legend now in computational biology. And so the three of us got together and planned I think it was a JNCSR discussion meeting on computational biology. And of course, Professor Padmanabhan was one of the keynote speakers. But we had brought computer scientists like Rao Kosaraju from Hopkins, or Hillsbrunner from, at that time he was at Urbana-Champaign and so on. And so we actually started this interdisciplinary interactions and mix around that time. And those have led to, the things like our company Strand, which I'll mention when I speak later. But I just wanted to end with a little footnote on what Professor Padmanabhan already mentioned, this challenge of data. And if you really want to make impact with AI and ML, how do you actually get the right amount of data? And generating data is never that easy, and it's expensive and so forth. So how do we create public goods which are, gold standard data sets, which can then be used to develop these applications? And I think, the US has been a marvelous example of creating such public goods and reaping the benefits of it. If you think of NCBI or, various aspects of open data, which has led to a great amount of innovation. And over the last few years, particularly during the pandemic, we felt this challenge because we could train algorithms on, say, chest X-rays and come up with a pretty good AI/ML method for, at least screening for various severe, respiratory conditions, and even to some extent we could call out COVID almost as a diagnostic. I mean, it was not as good enough to be called a diagnostic, so we would call it screening. And we set up this platform called X-Ray Setu. And X-Ray Setu was developed, the engine, the AI/ML engine, was developed by students and faculty in the computer science department, along with a startup called Niramai, which was also by an alumnus of our computer science department. And we used as a training data images from chest X-ray images from National Health Service from the UK, and those are some of the best annotated images around. So that's how the AML engine was built, and it became very clear to us that while this did reasonably well at prediction and classification, it was not good enough to ever really become a true clinical platform, right? We did a lot of work simply because during the pandemic you had to. We were getting about 3,000 images a day from X-ray machines all over the country. In fact, about 9 countries, NGOs and so on were sending us information, and we were using, of course, radiologists from Manipal, from Kasturba Medical College, and so on to make sure that what we were giving was adequate. But it was very clear that unless we actually had a good annotated database of Indian chest X-rays, we would never actually succeed in building a clinical grade engine that could assist in diagnosis. So we started talking to ICMR, and I'm very happy to say that as of yesterday, I think ICMR and ISC now have a joint program to create gold standard data sets for medical imaging to start with, but in general we will start building these databases for clinical data. And because ICMR is involved, many of the major hospitals in the country will participate, and so it's just starting off, but hopefully in a few years we'll have something like ImageNet in India for clinical data, which can then lead to many innovations. So I think these realizations have come in, and they're just starting to be worked on, and I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of young people to jump into these areas. And I think interdisciplinarity in 1995, when we started between biology and computer science, was still just about starting, and there were some challenges of silos and people not talking to each other and so on. But that has really changed on campus. We have now actually a division for interdisciplinary sciences, centers like the one I sit in biosystem science and engineering. So I think it's very important that these cross-disciplinary interactions happen, and again, I'm delighted to be here and look forward to the day as it proceeds. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the informative talk. We would be glad to hear from you during the keynote address. It gives us immense pleasure to co-host this event with Bangalore BioInnovation Center. We have with us Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director, BBC, and co-chair for the conference. I request Dr. Jitendra to address the gathering.
distinguished dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. I am here, I am very honored to be here today, to be present in this inaugural function of AI/ML in biosciences. AI/ML is an important area today, which is very important in biological sciences. We have seen that the technologies that are generated in research institutions, in public research institutions, and even in private, they are just there lying on shelf in public research labs or research labs here in private labs, and they are not being commercialized. There is no institutional mechanism to commercialize these technologies that are lying on shelf. And there is no interdisciplinary collaborative work that is happening. And this kind of conferences is one of the way in which we can bring different engineering branches, biological sciences branches to achieve some of the innovations in this area. The startups in this area have a lot of challenges. First of all, there is no mechanism in which the startups can be generated, especially in the area of biotechnology, but even in the area of collaborative research. Because the problem that we are seeing is we don't have enough pipeline of entrepreneurs. And this type of conference can create good pipeline of entrepreneurs, I think, because there has been a lot of posters, there has been a lot of participation from students, a lot of participation from faculty members. What we can do as an innovation center from the government support is that we can link these startups with some funding, seed fund, and give some space in say centers like Bangalore BIOINNOVATION Center, mentor them, and as Dr. Chandra was saying, public good, I mean, some products or technologies that can come to this, in this area. This area is very emerging area, and many countries have taken the lead. In India, this still has to come a long way. It has to, we have to take lead in this area because this is future. AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning is taken, is deep rooted in many of the technologies now that we see. However, its application in biology is very, very important, and it's an emerging area. The complexity of biology cannot be handled by manually, actually. When we are talking about image analysis, when we are talking about discoveries or detection of diseases, etc., where a lot of samples are there, I think the advances in AI/ML can have a huge impact on biology. The thing that we have to see is how these can be channelized. I'll give you one example, at least in developed country, how it has happened. I was at Ohio State University doing my postdoc, and of course they had, they had an opportunity, or we had an opportunity to do an MBA there also during. So it was an executive MBA, and there were technologies that were lying on shelf in public research lab. I mean, Ohio State University, and this course program MBA was done in such a way that the students were given these technologies to evaluate. And it was not just evaluation. At the end of it, they had to spin out a company and write STTR and SBR grants. So I was very lucky to be participating in this kind of program. So what it did was an institutional mechanism to create ventures, which is missing currently in India. We are, like say, Bangalore BIOINNOVATION Center. It has like hundreds of startups, which they are incubated at this center. However, what we are doing right now is waiting for them to come. We have no institutional mechanism to create this pipeline of entrepreneurs. There is none actually. One of the experiments we did at IKP Knowledge Park when I was vice president there before joining this center was to go to CCMB or CDFB and see that what are the technologies that can be taken to the market through entrepreneurial means. Because technology transfer from public research labs or research labs, even private research labs, is very difficult to directly to the bigger industries because there is a lot of gap and industry thinks that it's half-baked, we have to do some more. And faculties think that we have done our job, papers have been published, and faculties incentivized publication, and they are incentivized to publish and not a product development, etc. So what happens is these technologies never see the light of the day. So because there is a huge, we say, valley of death. But entrepreneurs can fill that valley of death and take these technologies forward to the market. At least they can bring to the level where bigger industries can take and exit can happen. So with CDFD and CCMB in Hyderabad, we did this through IKP Knowledge Park. What we did was we deployed certain entrepreneurs in residence who would work on this technology, and we will seed fund them, and we will incubate them free of cost, at least for a year. Out of 4 technologies that we worked, and these were not necessarily AI/ML, but I'm just saying that similar, because we are lacking in AI/ML area, India still has to do a lot of work to reach to the global standards in AI/ML. This institutional mechanism to create ventures would go a long way to help our country reach that goal. So out of those 4 technologies, 2 were actually successfully incubated at IKP Knowledge Park, and they were run as a sustainable enterprise. In BioInnovation Center, we have a lot of companies who are into AI/ML, and they were not necessarily, they have been generated not necessarily through the institutional mechanism of venture creation. But I strongly believe that with collaboration with RB College of Engineering and many such collaborations, we can encourage students to take up some of the research that they have done, or faculty, even faculty members, to spin out companies. And we can link them with some seed fund. We can provide some free incubation, either at RB College, or it can be joint co-incubation, RB College and Bangalore BioInnovation Center, to spin out companies and commercialize those ideas. So this type of conference is one such institutional mechanism of venture creation, I would think, to start with. Till we have a robust mechanism like what we had in US, which I just described. And Bangalore BioInnovation Center is working with many such institutions like Indian Institute of Science, University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, to make sure that technologies that are generated in those labs see the light of the day through entrepreneurial means, through technology entrepreneurship. So I wish you all the best for this important conference. And I encourage students of this great institution to visit. Of course, the visit has happened, but other engineering department or computer sciences department and information technology department also to visit Bangalore BioInnovation Center and see what kind of opportunities are there for entrepreneurship. And I really want to see many students taking up entrepreneurship, especially in the area of AI/ML, and see that some of the products come to the market. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating address. We would like to collaborate with you even in the future. No event at RVCE would ever be complete without heartfelt gratitude towards the Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust. May I request our President, Dr. M.P. Shyam, to render the presidential address.
Good morning to everyone. On behalf of the Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust, I thank all of you, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries off the dais, and my young students faculty, HODs, and staff of the biotechnology department. We're all gathered here today to inaugurate the international conference on AI and machine learning in applied biotechnology. AI/ML and Bio 2022, jointly organized by the RV College of Engineering and the Bangalore BioInnovation Center, a Government of Karnataka undertaking. I'm extremely glad and honored to be here today presiding over the proceedings. I would like to thank the principal of RVC, Dr. Subramanya, and the vice principal, Dr. Geeta, for their constant support to making this event a big success. AI/ML and Bio 2022 emphasizes and welcomes all contemporary research works, ideas, and designs of AI and ML technologies to create and innovate viable solutions in the field of biotechnology. This international conference is the first of its kind in India to take forward any current trends of science and research with potential interdisciplinary applications. I'm delighted that we have now taken a lead in this direction and are hosting a conference that not only brings people together of various fields, but also new ideas and concepts with potential for prospective collaborations. In this regard, this international symposium deals with identification of possible ways to integrate the AI and ML in biotechnology areas like drug design, disease diagnostics, agriculture sector, food and nutrition, etc. These are the three tracks of this conference. Through this symposium and gathering, we aim to bring experts in the field to deliberate on the emerging trends and generate quality research contribution by providing suitable platform for prospective and practicing researchers. All new ideas and innovations and research works for solving chief biological issues using AI and ML are wholeheartedly encouraged. On this note, I welcome all our delegates, our keynote speakers, chair and co-chair members, and all the participants and volunteers who are here as an integral part of this international conference. The symposium has been organized with immense efforts from various departments such as the biotechnology, computer science and engineering, artificial intelligence and machine learning, information science and engineering, with faculty and non-teaching staff, student volunteers, participants, and all head organizers without whose support and motivation this program would not have taken forward. I thank and welcome everyone involved and wish for this event to be a grand success. I hope that each and every one of us leaves this event with new collaborators, ideas, and concepts to present and take forward in science. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for rendering the presidential address. Thank you for all the support extended towards conduction of this conference. A note of thanks to all those who have made this conference possible. I request our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. Geeta KS, to deliver the vote of thanks. Well, the dignitaries on the dais, our HODs, associate deans, our students and participants of this conference, a very good morning to one and all. It's my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks in this unique and august gathering of a memorable event, the inaugural function of 3 days international conference on artificial intelligence and machine learning in applied biotechnology, jointly organized by RV College of Engineering and Bangalore BioInnovation Center. So as AI can have a transformative impact on biology, this is a line of thought which started this conference, and there are many areas where biotech companies can leverage AI to enrich the processes, drive innovation, and explore new business models. The pace for innovation is accelerating in the biotechnology industry, and biotechnology companies are now realizing that the value of AI it can bring to their entire businesses in the form of accelerated R&D, analysis of humongous databases, effective decision making, and cost effectiveness. So we all have heard about the importance of the data sets both by our guest speakers today, and we also have known that what is the importance of leveraging these data sets in the field of biotechnology. So all these things can happen if we academicians can handshake with the industry personals in all our activities. So today it's the perfect demonstration of the same. So today RBCE along with Bangalore BioInnovation Center has set a new platform to deliberate, discuss and debate in this domain, the outcome of which everyone would look forward to through this conference. So after listening to all the dignitaries who are at the pinnacle in this venture, we would be feeling confident that an attempt made by RBCE to create an opportunity for the researchers or the faculty and the students to know much in this particular domain would be more fruitful. Today, we should have had with us our Minister, Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayana, as our chief guest. In his absence here, I would like to extend the heartfelt thanks to our Honorary Minister of Higher Education, ITBT, Science and Technology, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship and Livelihood, who would have been more supportive and always is in our initiative in the field of higher education. Although he couldn't make it for the event, he has sent a video which will be played in the due course in the conference. We have with us our guest of honor, Professor Padmanabhanji, former Director, Honorary Professor IISc Bengaluru, who is a Padma Shri awardee as well as the Padma Bhushan awardee. Sir, you have given us a very good insight about the future of biotechnology using the AI/ML tool. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing your time and enlightening us about the prospectors in this field. We ensure you that we would be following your advice of interdisciplinary and we would take this field ahead. On behalf of RBCE and BioInnovation Center, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to you, sir. So I would now request our President, Dr. Shan, to hand over a small memento as a token of gratitude. We also have with us Professor Vijay Chandru, Adjunct Professor, Center for Biosystems, Science and Engineering, IISc Bangalore, as our guest for today's event. Sir, it was really a wonderful experience to hear you about the future of biotechnology as well as the tools of AI being used indigenously. So on behalf of RBCA and Bangalore BioInnovation Center, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks for supporting us in this initiative and joining us for this memorable event and making it as a grand success. I would request our principal, Dr. K. N. Subramania, to hand over a token of appreciation. I would also like to thank our other speakers, Dr. Aditi Bhargav, Emeritus, Professor Emeritus, University of California, for honoring and coming over here and sparing your time, man. Very heartfelt thanks to you too. And we have with us Dr. Sushma from University of Virgin, Norway, who's heading the Elixir, Norway. So I hope I haven't overspelled your names or the places. I'm sorry about that. Welcome to RBCA and have a nice day at RBCA. We also have Dr. Kumar Selvaraju, Principal Scientist, online. He is from Singapore, so I also extend my heartfelt thanks to him for joining this event and making it memorable. Today is a world of collaboration and nothing can progress without a good connection and association. So this event wouldn't have happened without the able support of Bangalore BioInnovation Center. So we have with us Dr. Jitendra Kumar co-hosting this conference, and I take this opportunity to thank for co-hosting this conference and supporting us throughout the event. And you have truly demonstrated the spirit of entrepreneurship and have motivated our students as well, sir. Thank you very much for being here. Leader takes people where they want to go, but a great leader would take people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be there. So we proudly say that we have such visionary leader steering the 26 institutions, guiding and ensuring that best is brought out from every single employee of all these institutions. Hats off to the dedication and perseverance in making all the institutions to succeed in their own areas and to take everyone unitedly. So we are privileged to have such a dynamic management leader from Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust, ably led by Dr. M.P. Shah, President RSST, who always have stood by us and supported us for any requirement. So on behalf of RBC, sir, I would extend my profound thanks for accepting our invitation and coming over here and delivering the presidential address, sir. Sir, I would request Principal to hand over. Any of our initiative is not successful unless it is well heard and supported. So we have our visionary leader. Sincere thanks to Principal Professor K. Subramania for his valuable guidance, suggestions and encouragement for all of initiatives. RBC is always known for its teamwork and the interdisciplinary approach. Thanks to all the HODs, Deans, Associate Deans for all the support and making this initiative a successful one. Any mega event of this scale is not possible without the support of sponsors. Okay, so our encouragement and support gives the confidence for us to proceed further. So I take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Symborg India, Career Labs and SAL for supporting us financially and to make this event a successful one. My heartfelt thanks for the print and electronic media who are covering this conference and giving us the visibility, which is the hour of the day today. So a very profound thanks for all of you. Infrastructure and venue arrangements are very critical parameters for any success of the function. So special thanks to Senior Facilities and Estate Manager, Major Raghavendra and his team for their involvement and support. So Department of Biotechnology is always in the forefront in embracing technological developments in the field of biotechnology. So one such evidence is this international conference. They join hands with the departments of CSE, AIML and ISC to see that it opens a new avenue for all the researchers in this domain. This was successful with a good teamwork and being ably led by HODs, Dr. Vidya Niranjan, Dr. Ramakant Kumar, Dr. Satish Babu and Dr. Sagar. Hearty congratulations to all of you and congratulations to all the faculty, students of all these coordinating departments who have contributed directly or indirectly to this international conference. Finally, the success of such initiative is only when all the participants of this conference make use of this opportunity and have a good networking and interactions. So my heartfelt thanks to all the participants, paper presenters and the keynote speakers who make this conference a success. So a special thanks to MOCs, Dr. Padmashri and Manjunath Reddy for making this event a good one. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to thank our Vice Principal for her support and guidance in organizing this conference. We have now come to the end of the inaugural event. May I request one and all to raise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. You may all be seated for a few more minutes. We will now break for tea and come back quickly by 11:50 a.m. for the keynote sessions. The streaming of this event will be continued in the Telecom Seminar Hall. I request the dignitaries on the dais, coaches, HODs, deans and associate deans to kindly join us for tea in the VIP lounge. I request everyone to be seated while the dignitaries leave the hall. Tea is arranged for the rest outside the IAM auditorium. Thank you all for attending the inauguration.